Welcome back, everybody. We had what was it, like 2 week hiatus because
Yes,
of
I
my
was
trip.
itching. I'm not gonna lie.
No, seriously. I even like tried to upload the previous episode while I was there, but
Didn't
for
work.
some reason, ChatGPT was not making the picture. I'm like, motherfucker.
Mm,
And I'm not posting an episode without the
no, no,
anime cover.
that's a staple now.
Yeah, seriously. But we are back, so a lot of updates. We
How
were
was the
just
trip?
talking. Oh, fucking great, dude.
Where
I
were you?
didn't do. Huh?
Where were you for the people?
I was in Buenos Aires, Argentina, which is where I was born and raised, and I didn't do dog shit of anything at all.
That's what we
Nothing.
like to hear. Which is so crazy. I feel like you've
Okay, I
changed
actually
so
worked
much in
out
that regard.
twice,
Yeah,
but
but like that's I've been with you on two separate. Now they were both to Austin, and they were both around this environment, which I get. But both times I went, I've been there. On a trip somewhere, and you're there. Meal like nothing on the meal plans missed, like to a T. No workouts missed. Like up in the morning doing cardio, which is awesome. But also like, how much worse did you come back this trip than other trips where you were on point 100%?
I lost 4.5 pounds.
Which is good for 99% of people, obviously. Like,
Yeah, like I mean, I lost 4.5 pounds, but they're like, oh, we'll probably get a lost muscle. I'm like, I didn't see any muscle
no.
lost, and I ate like an absolute king, dude.
Yeah.
Like, so that's the thing. That's the thing. So the difference between a trip, first of all, with bodybuilders,
Hmm.
that's already a big difference versus a trip going to see family that has nothing to do
Of
with
course.
bodybuilding or fitness at all. And second is just that the fact that I was constantly doing things.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't even have time to meal prep or anything to bring my meals with. So it's just like, we were gonna get food regardless. So I will just make smarter choices when we go. But
Hmm.
for example, this actually happened when I went to nationals when Regan won,
Hmm.
Texas as well, and yeah, I brought some meals, but I didn't bring any meal, like all meals with me.
Hmm.
And there was a point in time that we stayed there at the venue. It came like 3 4 hours since my last meal. I didn't have my food with me. I didn't have a car to go to the hotel. So with Justin, we just looked at each other. It's like, "Do you want to get some food?" It's like, "Yeah," and we DoorDash some sweet greens.
Hmm.
So that already it was like a steps towards this what I did on this trip.
Yeah.
But this trip was like literally extreme. Like I didn't worry about steps. Obviously, we walked a lot,
Hmm.
less than I was thinking on, but still we walked everywhere. Um, we drank coffee. We didn't worry about it. We ate out. We didn't worry about it. I didn't do cardio. I went twice to the gym and they were okay. Well, just to like move around a little bit, but it's not like I was like, oh shit, I need to go to the gym today. Because in all reality, if I wanted to go to the gym every day, we were already getting to bed like 11 or 12 with
Yeah.
everything going on, dinner, and then getting back to the Airbnb. Then usually by like 10, we were already out of the Airbnb going to my mom's house and then getting ready to do something else. So if realistically I wanted to go to the gym, I would have to wake up around like 5 or 6 to
Hmm.
be able to eat, wait until my food digests, then go to the gym, come back, eat again, and then shower and go. I would have to be rushing. That would be stressful. I'm like, I don't want to do that. That's just unnecessary. So
Hmm.
I just said fuck it, and I'm like, I'll worry about it when I get back.
I think for me that kind of like people who aren't able to do that, which I've like always been able to do that, so like that might say something different about me. But people who aren't able or feel like they're not able to do that, I feel like number one, those are 95% of the time going to be a bodybuilder or someone like that does like fitness for like their thing, right?
Yeah.
But it's also like that person who entire identity is tied to like the gym,
Yeah,
right?
I
Where
think
it's
there's a
like,
difference between not being able to and not wanting to.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
most people won't admit they are. It's not like they don't want to, but they are not able to because as
yeah,
soon
yeah,
as they
yeah.
step away, like you said, they just lose their identity. They go
Hmm.
crazy. They start stressing out. They, oh, I'm gonna lose all my progress. Oh, this, and they don't enjoy anything. So
I know. I
What?
used to think like in my head when I would have those thoughts of like, dude, I'm going on this trip for like 5 days. Like, do I really need to go? In my head, I was like the opposite to where I would think like, what does this mean about me? Like, do I really like this shit? You know, doing this shit as much as I think I do, blah blah
Yeah.
blah, off like a few fucking days, and it's like, dude, there's bodybuilders that like, you know, especially like post show and shit, will take a fucking month off the gym, you know, and recover. So it's like,
Worth to mention that most of the times those bodybuilders they are already at the level we want to be.
yeah,
So it's not like, for example, we can compare ourselves to Ian Valier or
well,
Sebum,
of course
where they
not.
actually took like a month or
Yeah,
two
yeah,
after the
yeah.
Olympia, and then like they are
I don't
already
have
pretty
that kind of time, bro.
exactly.
I don't have that kind of time.
But to that extent, it's like out of all my time bodybuilding and taking this seriously and doing things right, this is the very first time that I took 9 days without following my diet. Of course, I ate like healthy. I was conscious of
Yeah.
what I was putting in my body, with giving myself a few treats here and there. But in like, so it's 2026. I competed in 2020, so I started training seriously in 2019. So in 7 years, this is the very first 10 days that I take off.
That's nuts. You're
Like
ridiculous for that.
I know, but to put it into not to grow my ego or anything, just to put it on my perspective, is like if you're doing things right all year, do you really think like 5, 10 days off is gonna hurt you?
No.
You have, if you think that you will, you have more serious issues than actually taking time off from the
For
eating.
that much time in the gym and not to have any injury or sickness take you out for longer than,
No, I did have.
or you talk, or you, well, that's what I'm saying. You said this was the first time since then you took that many days off.
Well, but I'm talking meal plan wise, not relatively training, but I think this was, I want to say 2021 or 2022. I did fucked up my knee. Not too serious, but it put me out of the gym for like a month and a half, at least from leg day. But even then, I was still eating healthy on my rest days. I was
Yeah,
still
yeah.
moving. So I just meant like off my diet and training completely, just to like
Yeah.
rest. But
Dude,
then there were
nothing is
occasions
bodybuilding
that,
related.
yeah, there
Literally.
were
Won't even pin it.
occasions that Matt told me one time. This was in 2022, I believe. He was like, "Take the rest of the week off." This was on a Thursday until Sunday, and I was going to Arizona, so I take the days off. But I was still eating steak, potatoes, sourdough, or wheat bread at
Yeah,
the
your
time.
normal stuff.
I just didn't measure, but I still ate healthy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It was good. It was needed.
What's like your number one like tip for travel for people?
Chill the fuck out.
That's usually
Honestly,
what I tell people too.
it depends on the circumstances of the traveler, right? Like if you're gonna be out and about and working out and getting all your meals done is just stressing you out, or taking time off from activities or like from sleeping, then just chill the fuck out and just be a little bit conscious of what you're asking for when you go out to eat, or when you bring food to the hotel or to the Airbnb to cook it in there. That's all. Like people don't really go away for more than a week or two, and usually if they go away for more than that, then you have the time to find a way to get ready for like staying on plan at least like 80% on it.
Oh, if
I
you're
was
gonna stay anywhere for longer than that, yeah, like if
Yeah.
a week and a half, two at max, like yeah, you you should number one not be in a hotel if you're staying somewhere that long, and number two, you should
Yes.
plan to be like, okay, well, I don't want to fucking eat like shit for 30 straight days, so or more,
Yeah.
so I
So
should probably figure
in
that
that case,
out.
but if it's less, like people will go for, let's say, to on a cruise for like 7 days. Just
Well, also,
relax.
like, what the fuck are you gonna do on a cruise? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
like
Oh,
the only thing you could do is like freeze your meals and bring them. But like, I'm not fucking doing that.
no, 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 not even. You have like the buffet restaurants open like.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but that's what I'm saying. You're not gonna like get groceries and
Oh
like
yeah,
be
yeah,
on
yeah.
a, you know, like you're gonna eat what's on the fucking boat. Which
Yeah.
like from what I've seen, sometimes is horrible.
No, not that
Like a
much.
cruise does not interest me
Unless
whatsoever.
you saw the Carnival cruise, which I'm not gonna make any comments because people may take it
Is
offensive.
that which one's the one that is like overrun with black people? Is that Carnival? I don't want to go on that one either, bro. I don't want to go on that one either.
There's a lot of fried chicken and watermelon for sure. No, I'm kidding. But
Two
honestly,
of my least favorite foods. Crazy enough.
seriously. But if you, I went to like a Norwegian cruise line. Yeah, they had like burger. They had also fried chickens, pancakes, but they also had like chicken breast. They had veggies. They had
Hmm.
fruit. Like they have, and they have also good restaurants that are included
True.
on your ticket, so you don't even need to pay for those. So it really makes no sense. But yeah, it really depends on, to your question. It really depends on how long someone's going and what the plan is for that time they're going.
Hmm.
If they're gonna be like all over the place, then just relax.
Yeah.
Like you're already gonna
Well,
be
that's
stressed out with activities. You don't want to add more.
usually I find like with clients, it's either one like it's never like a middle spot. It's either we just started and like you're not in a great spot. So like either way, it's not gonna matter, or you're in a great spot and you can just not worry about it for a week. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
Like I got a client where like we started and it was like 3 weeks in, she was going on a trip, and it's just like you haven't even like gotten in the groove yet. So it's like what there's you haven't even been able to be consistent at home. You're not going to be consistent on a trip. So let's just relax, take the time. Or dude, we've been together 6 months. You're in a smooth sailing spot. Like fucking no, don't go track and do all this shit on like you did that for 6 straight months. Like relax.
You can take a break for a week. You're fine.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. The
I
only
had
thing I would say is just don't get blackout drunk every night. Have some
even.
moderation with like drinks and like especially the
Hmm.
mixers, and then just be a little bit conscious of your food. Like, of course, if you eat fried food every single day, like fried chicken, then you eat like desserts, pastries, cake, and also margaritas and shit. Yeah, you're gonna feel like absolute dog shit, and you're gonna come back looking worse. Not
Hmm.
because you gain enough fat, but because you're inflamed up your ass.
Yeah, but even like Therese, he went on when he went on his
What's in Puerto Rico?
vacation a couple months ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
like he fucking he did it. He did it. He was like I was pretty much getting drunk every night, like eating whatever, and that motherfucker came back like 5 pounds lighter.
Hey,
Like good for you, dude. Like, but
there's
he
some
but
people and some people.
well he went 3 days, full days without even like looking at his phone. That in itself is going to do a shit ton for your for your body's like
Oh yeah.
nervous system. So you have that. Like he did a lot of good things while doing the bad things as well. So, and it's hard for your body to want to do anything negative when all you're doing is sitting on a beach in the sun all day.
I think that ties a little bit well with my post of the coffee that I made.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Hmm.
actually had a coffee
Exactly.
last night and I went to sleep perfectly. I still woke up, but I felt fine.
But like, well, I have two things about that. First, obviously, you come home, and that's kind of like the whole like balance thing. I think my problem with the balance is even people's balance is more than they deserve, right? If you come home in the next 2 months straight, every single night you drink coffee, at an evening time, by the end of that time you're gonna be fucked. You know what I mean? Like maybe not fucked, but like it's gonna end up causing. You can't do that every single night now for the rest of time, right?
Mm.
That's gonna negate the purpose. But it's like if you don't do that consistently, and then you go a week or 2 or 3 doing that, and then you go back to what you normally do, like you'll probably be all right. Or if you do it sporadically, you'll probably be all right. It's the balance that people want. I think is like still too much, like than they need.
Yeah, I would argue on that and say like you could do it every day, but it just really depends on what the state of your body is.
That's true too. Hmm.
Like for example, if you're like perfectly healthy, your cortisol is spectacular, your adrenals are wonderful, your gut is amazing, and the only thing bad is like you have a little 60 milligram
How many
espresso.
people is that though?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
How many people is
And
that
that's
though?
what I'm also like
Yeah.
happened in Argentina. Like, yeah, I was eating like shit, but I was the only thing I was doing was drinking that little coffee, and of course, like having a little truth here and there. But I took care of my body all the time. I
Hmm.
don't have anything bad going on, so my body can handle that little extra caffeine in the evening and still bounce back from that. Like it's just a matter of how resilient your body is.
Yeah.
So if you have a very resilient body, I could argue that you can get away with having coffee and mate or whatever it is late in the evening. I mean, look at the amount of people that drink soda later in the evening and they're fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm talking diet soda because of the caffeine.
Yeah. And that's kind of like all of that right there is kind of like my primary step one for pretty much anybody I work with. Like, what's your initial goal when this isn't a bodybuilder, this is somebody that's like not in, like, would you say typically if you get someone that's like seriously into bodybuilding, they're already in like an okay spot?
Most of the times.
So like the lifestyle people more where they're coming from, like poor habits
Yeah.
and dieting, all that. What are kind of like your first? Because I have my like the first 4 or 6 weeks, however long it is per whatever person it is. Like we're focusing on these low hanging fruits, getting these in check, and then we can dive deeper into X Y Z. What's kind of like your initial process with people to like get them to a spot where they could be that person that can handle that stuff?
Yeah, I would say it's pretty similar. Like you want to nail those low-hanging fruits, and it really depends on what they've been doing up until then. Like if they were absolutely
Yeah.
doing shit, like not doing anything at all and eating like dog shit, of course we're gonna have to make like a drastic change. But more often than not, people do have an idea of like what to eat or what to do and whatnot. At least the ones that I've been getting. So it's just a matter of like from there, take it a step further instead of just dumping them like a kitchen sink kind of method and overwhelming them a lot. And from there, just add one more thing every now and then. So
Yeah.
keeping probably the calories or the amount of food the same, but making healthier choices. Who the fuck? Spam. Um, Maybe like if they're walking 5,000 steps a day, I'm not gonna put them into 10, but
Yeah.
I'll put them into 7 or
So
8.
yeah.
If they're sleeping 6 hours, then it's like, okay, I want you to start getting at least 7, and then we'll shoot for 8. But at least like just little improvements instead of just, okay, I want you to get 8 hours of sleep. And even if they get like 6.5 or 7, going from 6 all the way, right? They still don't make 8, so they don't see that as a
A
win.
win.
So they still think that they're not doing good enough. Instead, if you start with smaller steps, it's just like stacking little wins, gives you a little bit more motivation, lets you know that you're actually improving and just crossing things off the list. And usually sooner than they realize, they're already doing everything perfectly. Or
Yeah.
9 out of 10 perfectly.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's typically for me too. I think and I don't know what you do with this, but like I'll have people fill out a couple things that'll at least symptom wise give me a good idea where they're at, and then it's just kind of like what phase do we need to fix first, right? Kind of similar to like things that they'll do like in ECA with like the March method, right? A similar process to that in terms of like starting from. I don't know if I would say like a cellular level, but you know what I mean. Like if we have problems with the gut, or detox or something like I have a girl that I just made a plan for today, and it's like she's definitely having some like clearance issues, some detox issues, definitely having some, maybe higher estrogen or recirculating estrogen.
How do
Definitely
you know?
not, huh?
How do you know? Like, what's the symptoms for the people to know?
At least so a lot of like around her cycle she'll have some hormonal shifts where like mood swings will get really bad, or she'll have like the acne that will pop up only in like certain times of her period. She'll have sensitivities with certain foods. She can't do too much fat, or she'll have issues with that, whether that's digestion, whether that's bloating, whether that's actual like motility. And then you have like some normal things that I'll look at like stress wise or like cortisol wise, where she's having those midday crashes, she's waking up maybe in the middle of the night or having restful sleep, or she's always like wired, like can't get to bed because her mind's like wired and racing. I'm about to have her check her temps and blood glucose and stuff like that, and get some more insight. And then obviously blood work will tell us more into the picture, but little stuff like that is where like I'm not going to push a body that crashes at 3 p.m. every day, or bloats after every meal, or even though she's been, because I coach her boyfriend right now,
Over-
and she like when we got on the call, she was like, "Well, I've just been eating like what he's eating, and like all of his meals, kind of," which like actually like for a second was working, but then she kind of hit like a stall point, and that's why we got on the phone. But so like micronutrient wise, like her intake seems pretty good, but she's still kind of like feeling like crap. So it's like eating clean wasn't enough. Eating consistently clean wasn't enough. She's, doing with these seemingly high stress problems, and she's told me like she's been, chronically stressed for a minute, like most of us are. But with that and feeling pretty sluggish in the morning and, having trouble getting to sleep because her mind's like wired, she'll then wake up early in the morning, 5, 6 a.m. and go do one of those like super hard,
Classes?
like, yeah, like core Pilates classes. And it's just like little things like that where it's the classic, I need to do more, eat less, do more, but your body is not in a place to handle that. You're putting more stress on an already overstressed, sympathetic state body that's like every day. And so it's hard sometimes to get those people to pull back first. But that's my big thing is like, I kind of just explain to them, like, I want these things to be in a perfect spot. I want you to not have these reactions when you eat food. I want you to be able to handle eating more than, 40 grams of fat a day. I want you to be able to get to sleep easily before I tell you to do more. You can't handle what you're doing now. How are we going to do more? So let's take 2 steps back so we can take 10 steps forward kind of thing. Whereas, like, 3 years ago, this girl would have come to me and I would have been like, all right, let's drop those cows. Let's pump this cardio. Like before you learn to fix things. So that's why, like, I seemingly would take a more aggressive approach than even you do, because I would rather. And this is just like typically I'll get these types of people more where I'm better off pushing them to. I've said this before. Like I'd rather push you to this point of, okay, I couldn't get this done, let's pull back there, rather than I'm going to give you these tiny, minute things to hit for X amount of time when you may have been able to hit, do more, right? I like to push people more off the bat and pull my foot off the gas
Yeah, yeah,
than,
yeah.
ease in
I mean,
things. Because I used to do that a lot too.
yeah, more is always encouraged, but I just said like reasonably, like not too low that it's easy,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
also not too high that it's overwhelming. So,
yeah.
like, yeah, if you from one moment to the other something clicks in you, and from 6 hours you're like, okay, no, I need to get this shit together, and you start sleeping 8, then fucking wonderful.
Yeah, yeah,
If you
yeah,
from 6,000 steps you start getting 10 or 11, then amazing.
yeah.
But
Let's.
first of all, we gotta see like how sustainable that is.
Mm-hmm.
And if it is, then wonderful. But if not, then at least like you touch like, and this can be like in a time span of like a week.
Yeah.
But you start getting 7 to 8,000 steps in the first week, which again, all right, we're in a good spot for you to get 8, and so on and so on. So it's not like 2 or 3 weeks without any changes, making sure that you're good for this. Like if you hit
Yeah.
it a week consistently, and everything else is good when it comes to like sleep, stress, energy, and whatnot, then you're not really pushing it, but it's
Mm-hmm.
actually like settling in you.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah. I used to be
Yeah.
like I was talking to another coach the other day, and like we were just kind of going over like she had set up like a carb cycling kind of thing diet for one of the clients, and like the swing between was just not enough. Like if the swing between those days is like 100 calories or a couple hundred calories, it's like we need to be a little bit more aggressive than that. But that's what I used to do those things because I was too afraid to push,
Yeah.
right? Too afraid to, and a lot of that was coming from like I would put too much of my mindset onto other people, where it's like I can even have like a female, right? And it's like she's 5'1", 130 pounds, and I'm like, God, like 1,800 calories, like that doesn't sound like a lot, like, and it's like, depending on the person, it's not like I was putting her on 1,100 calories. It's like, you can be a little bit more aggressive with some people, or to be like a male, and it's just
I
like,
feel like what you just said is very important because there's a lot of people, and it's amazing. I love it that is encouraging women to not eat under 1,200 calories, right?
yeah,
However, like you just gave a perfect example, like a 5'1", 5'4" 4'9" woman is not gonna have the metabolism of a 5'6", 5'7" woman.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
in these cases, it is okay to have to start at like 1,100, maybe 1,000 calories if they were like chronically eating, because
Well, if
16,000,
they're under eating, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
100%.
1,600 may be way too much for them already because they're just small people. So
Yeah,
obviously their body doesn't need as much as a woman that is like already taller. And just like that, I'm not saying like body composition or anything, just like taller and bigger structure alone.
yeah,
So I myself sometimes get lost because I'm like, I have a client that I want to start to get her calories higher, and I was like, wait, she's small.
they're
It's
small
okay.
people. They're
Yeah,
very small
it's
people.
okay for her to be like on 40 or 35 grams of fat. It's okay for her not to be in 200 grams of carbs and be at like 150 and like
Yeah,
100 grams of protein. Like, it's fine. It makes sense for her body and structure.
yeah,
But sometimes we forget and we try to get like focus on the numbers and get like, and kind of like all in the same boat. But we're not considering, of course,
yeah,
structure wise. But then when we see
yeah.
a bodybuilder, like a taller person like you're probably like, you probably will be eating up as much as
Give
me,
them
and
5,000 calories.
yeah, and not gain and even lose weight when I'm like maintaining. So it's just
Yeah,
metabolism
yeah.
matters, but also
It
like
does, yeah.
body structure is a factor that we often forget.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that used to be a big problem I would have. And still I struggle with it. But it's just like I don't think I've been that small since I was like 7. So, like, 5 foot something. Not even.
You
I was
were
over five
born
foot.
at 4'5", motherfucker.
Literally, literally. Like, I've never even. I can't remember ever being that small. So it's
Wait,
like,
wait. Did you see that? I don't know if it's AI or not. I would guess and I would hope, because otherwise the mother would be absolutely destroyed.
ripped in half. Yeah.
But she gave birth to a monster, dude.
No. How big?
Big.
How many pounds?
Like, I want to say like 40.
There's no, that can't
Like,
a woman. I don't think a
it,
woman could possibly hold something that
I,
big in
I
her
may be
arms.
like overestimating, but I have the picture in my head that I seen it, and it was like,
Even over like 15 pounds is insane.
yeah, it was like, hold on.
Babies are usually like 6 to 9.
So the baby would be like this big. Like the doctors were carrying it like a fucking trash bag. You know
Yeah,
what
I
I
gotta
mean?
see that post, bro.
I don't know where it is. If I
That
find
was
it, I'll-
probably that kid that I sent you that put on 80 something pounds. And did I send you that?
yeah, I saw that guy before
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
when I was constantly watching the podcast from what I believe he's still a hostile. Fuck, a hostile
That kid,
athlete.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and I saw him way before he did his, or at least those last two shows. I couldn't even find who his coach is, and
I
now
couldn't
he's
either.
like 88 pounds heavier. Like, where in? I was about to send it to Dom, and I'm like, hey, not for any reason in particular or discouraging moment or comparison or whatever, but how the fuck does this happen?
No, like dead ass. And that's I see these. Obviously now I see these kids all the time, and it's just like I don't know. Not that
I'm quitting.
that's the thing is like if you let's say you went pro, people like that, like you'll just never win. You're never gonna like. At least I know I won't. I'm not winning against something like that. It's just not possible. Like if you can be that big at 20, if you make it to 40, 30, 40, how big are you gonna be?
Not even age wise alone, which is an important factor for this guy
But just the
already. But
structure.
no, just the amount of weight that he put and still stay lean.
It,
How are you
I
gonna
said that.
gain 88 pounds?
I said that on my check-in this morning because Larry has a couple things on there and one of the questions is like, what are you struggling with the most this week? And I was like, dude, like
This motherfucker that just gained 88 pounds in a year. That's what I
I've been
struggle
that,
with.
but it was just like my dude. The second that I start, it doesn't matter how on point I am. It doesn't matter who my coach is. It doesn't matter how good the plan is. Every single time I start putting on some weight, like I don't want to take my shirt off. I don't want to. I take significantly less pictures and videos, and it's just like I hate being in this spot. Obviously, it's needed, but also like that was one of the things I said was like I see these fuckers online where it's like it just no matter how much muscle they put on, no matter how much how long they're in the growth phase, they always stay like tight, and I'm just
Yeah.
like I do not like at all. So, and I already have like a horrible structure to have, you know, 15+% body fat on. So it's like the second I start putting on weight, it's like I'll probably have, I'm like damn near 250. I'll probably have these shoulder striations till I'm fucking 290. But goddamn it, I'll look like I have 40% body fat in my stomach. I'll tell you that.
No, fair, fair. No, I can relate. I mean, I struggle with that for the longest, honestly. Like, you see me, I don't posting videos or anything at all.
It's true.
Like,
But you
none.
post your raw check-ins every week, which is way more telling about how you feel about your physique than posting good lighting pics and stuff is.
Yes and yes and no. Yeah, there was a little net.
I just saw it again. You didn't get
Yeah, no, I did see it. I wasn't gonna try. There's impossible. There's a difference because I like how I look on my check-ins sometimes. But then when I try to record a posting video in the gym, I look like like an absolute trash bag, like just melted trash just overflowing. And I'm like, I should look better now with a pump and with better lighting than in my fucking room, butt ass naked with a light with a ring light that it's like in the very corner, like 30 meters away. Like it doesn't make any sense.
I, I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Like
There's
even
something about a shredded core that just
But even still, like I look straight up and down. Even when posing in the posting room, I will look. I don't like how I look.
yeah, me
I
neither. That's
even
exactly
my
how I feel.
coach from Nico Modina's mentorship,
Hmm.
he sometimes tells me, "It's like you have a great physique. You do this for a living. Like you put so much effort. Showcase your physique. Showcase your transformation." And I'm
Dude,
like,
I
"There's no fucking
hate
way."
it. Yeah, I don't like it. Why would I don't like it? I
Yeah,
don't want to
I'm
post
like,
it. I don't
I
want to
am
post
not gonna
anywhere.
post. Like, if anything, like you when you post the reels with the tank top, they look phenomenal. I love those.
That's because it hides my stomach, right? It shows the only parts that look good. That's why I do that. Because that's the
I don't
only
even
way I
know
can
how
be
to
like,
get
ooh,
that
I like it.
angle. I'm like, I
That's
don't
a lot
know.
of lighting work, bro, for me.
And a lot of practice, probably.
But that's like, I don't know. Yeah.
Mm.
I just, you can't be that lean always, but I mean, fuck, dude.
I guess like we only see lean people in the off season because they are the only ones posting it. But
But that's the thing.
in reality, there's more people that are not that lean in the off
Yeah,
season,
yeah,
but
yeah.
they are probably in the same spot that we are.
Yeah, they don't
They
post
just
it.
they just don't like how they look in the off season, so they don't post it.
But that's what makes that the when you cut, that reaffirms the mindset because nobody says it. Fuck it. Well, like people in the gym will. Like I'll. It doesn't matter how many compliments dudes give me in the gym. That's not going to help. I'll get those, but online, like when I post something, not a peep, no, not a chirp. Nobody says shit. The second you get fucking below 9% body fat, holy shit, this dude's shredded.
The
This dude's fucking
likes,
huge.
the
Oh my
views,
god.
the comments.
Fuck you guys. Oop, that lasted a fucking week. Time to wait 2 years until I can fucking do that again. Like, this is why these fucking social media influencers cannot get out of fucking victim weight. Because, again, like we talked about earlier, their entire identity is tied to the physique, right? That's why I'm glad that I stopped being delusional very early on. Because I was never going to make it as a fucking social media influencer. It just wasn't going to happen. And especially knowing the man I am now, that disgusts me. I don't ever want to be a fucking fitness influencer. That's gay. And also, you have like a time, like a lifespan of like on social media at least of like a year. I can probably go through my Instagram and find fucking 20 of them that I followed 4 years ago that don't even exist anymore. So it's like it's the trade off, but I mean, fuck.
I think like they are just ones that are good pivoting and staying relevant, and there are some that are not.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it
But
also
most of those
like
guys have turned to something else.
yeah, but it's also like some people will like you change and you just are not connecting with that person anymore. This happens with people you follow. This happens with relationships, family. Like you just grow up mentally, not just physically, and you just don't relate to those people. You don't want to do anything about it. Like I used to follow Jordani and watch all their stories. I don't remember when it was, but I just don't care what he says anymore. Like
Probably when he posted that rant about wanting to kill people.
I don't. I didn't even see that.
That shit. That That was the day I was like,
Like I
yeah,
think
I
like
don't like Young LA anymore, bro.
I think that the time that Young LA made that switch to like shorter clothing and loose pants, I started seeing Young LA.
It was
And then
huge.
eventually I started like just seeing because he posts so many stories that I really don't care about what
Yep.
he's talking. So I'm like, ah, forget.
So many.
But then again,
That's why I
some
unfollowed
people
him.
are just following him more and more and more.
Hmm.
It's not that he became irrelevant. He just doesn't.
I don't
I
think
don't
people
connect
know.
with him
Yeah.
anymore as much. So that could be happening. But then I don't know. I wouldn't like to be before. Yeah, probably. But right now, I'm like I wouldn't like to be that kind of influencer where you're just likes and you're tied to like a specific image.
Yeah.
But I would like to be the kind of influencer like Nico Morina is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
You're doing
he's
something meaningful.
exactly.
But that's kind of like what we do, though, already.
Well,
Like,
that's what I'm saying. So
we
if
just
I'm
don't
gonna
have
get,
100,000 plus followers.
you're still gonna be called a fitness
An influencer.
influencer
Yeah, yeah.
because you're in fitness and you're also an influencer. But the
I
people
don't think
we
of him as an
think,
influencer, though.
huh?
I don't think of him as a fitness influence or like a social media
No. I'm
influencer,
just
bro.
saying, like you're in fitness, you're a
Oh,
coach,
yeah, yeah.
and you will
Yeah.
be an influencer. So you're thinking
Yeah.
like, no, he's not a fitness influencer,
Yeah.
but you're still impacting people in a meaningful way instead of just
Yeah.
getting likes and follows because you show ass or you show abs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, literally.
It's a,
Literally, that's the two ways.
yeah, it's a different type of impact, which in that way I will be very happy to
That's
have.
right, bro. Abs are the, the male ass. That's
Yeah.
true. It's not as powerful, though.
No.
It's not as powerful. One of those I'm going to look at for 2 seconds. The other one I'm going to look at for like 25.
Well, but that's cool. Now ask that to a woman. But they
No,
will probably
I'll
still
go.
look
I'll
at
get
the ass.
Kaylee in here right now. I promise you, she's still looking at the ass. I'll tell you that.
Well, she will probably
100%.
look at the men's ass instead of the men's abs too.
Probably, yeah. They're weird.
Bro, yeah, I got told many times that I have a dump truck, and I'm like, I don't know if I should
That's a
feel.
great thing. That's a great
At
thing
the
to be
beginning, I
told.
felt so uncomfortable, dude.
Yeah.
At the beginning, I swear to God, I
Was
felt
it,
uncomfortable.
was it a man who told you that?
No. But
Okay,
still,
well,
I'm
you're good.
like, I was very conscious when walking in the
So
street.
you know how they feel then,
Yeah, that's why I never do anything disrespectful.
dude. And that's what.
But hold on,
I can't.
let me tell this. Like when I was
Can't wrap my head around
walking
that.
to places when I was younger, and this was also probably more in Argentina because
You were a kid when someone told you that.
yeah, I was very aware. Like not a kid, but
That would make me uncomfortable
17
too.
years, put on more or
Before
less.
you were lifting.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I was very aware of like, are people looking at like my ass as I walk?
Who told you that?
I don't know. I can't remember, but that was traumatizing in a way. And then I started growing my legs, so then it looked better, and I'm like, okay, yeah, you can fucking look at it. It's fine.
Oh my god.
But it was like very, very uncomfortable. I'm like, I don't know if I should say thank you or I just go hide under the bed.
Dude, I'll tell you what. One of the biggest things that's made me uncomfortable since doing this. Old ladies are ruthless.
Oh yeah.
They say whatever they want. Whatever they want. And they don't give a fuck how loud they say it, how embarrassing it is.
They feel entitled.
They got nothing to lose. What
No,
am I gonna do?
and what are you like? If you snap at it, oh, you're snapping at an old lady. So
Yeah,
who do you think you are? I'm
I'm
like,
not gonna do anything.
there's this woman who grabbed the ass of a trainer, like one of the bigger guys at the gym, and I'm like, and her trainer was laughing when that happened. I'm like,
That's the thing though. Is like we will. Not that it's any less serious, but like typically, I'm not gonna be. Like I've been. I told you that one time we were at the club, and like this was forever ago. And like motherfuckers were just getting themselves a handful. But like I didn't. Oh my god! And I'm gonna call. Not saying I shouldn't have, not saying they shouldn't, but like we always are like we downplay that shit. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's like it's less offensive when they do it than when we do it.
I think for us it's less scary. I can do. I'm 6'3", 250. To a small female, it's like that's terrifying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Me, if a 5 foot nothing 100-pound girl does anything to me, I'll throw you across the room. Like it. I'm not worried about being able to hand. You know, that's
Well, but
that's
wasn't that what they happened? Like they just came and just.
yeah. I was just trying to get through and like
That's what I'm saying. It's like you can't do anything.
no.
And that's the uncomfortable. It's easier for them to do it and get away with it.
Oh,
It
absolutely.
happens much less, 100%. And I'm not saying either or it's okay, but yeah, the women that do have the balls and do it, they usually like.
It's happened to me a few times.
I don't know. Thankfully, no one grabbed my junk. Oh, other than my cousin at the wedding because he was fucking drunk.
Oh, I was like, oh,
That was
whoa.
fucking hilarious. But the funniest part was that so the wedding was on Saturday. When I saw him Tuesday, when I went to have dinner with him and his family, like my uncles and everything, and I told him, he was like, "I did that." He didn't even remember. He
That must have been
was
a fun wedding then.
gone. Huh?
That must have been a fun wedding then.
That was a very very fun wedding.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's
Yeah.
good.
No,
Did
it
you have yourself some
was.
drinks?
Oh yeah. I mean, not to the point that I was drunk, but I had 3 or 4 glasses of wine and then two like girly drinks that are absolutely fire.
Yeah. Oh, that's all. That's all I'm getting.
100%.
I'm not
The
getting
wine was
anything
more
more.
for like doing the dinner, but doing the appetizers and like dancing times, yeah, it's girly drink, 100%.
Yeah. I'm going to Teresa's wedding in August. I'm in trashed
Bro,
for sure.
I don't think I could get.
I'm gonna ruin that one. No, I'm just kidding.
He's like,
I'm
you're
gonna
gonna
cause a
stand up.
scene.
I object. Therese, you can't get married. You're one of the homies.
I can't lose another one, man.
No, 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 no. Don't do it, Therese.
Now, he'll probably be doing the same.
I wouldn't doubt it. No, but I don't know. I thought I was gonna get like at least tipsy because my tolerance is not that high, but I was fine honestly during the whole.
Really? I had 2 drinks at the wedding I went to in February. One more and I'd have been toasted.
Yeah, I didn't feel it. I don't know why. I also didn't drink them all back to back, so it was spread out from like, let's say 6 until like 12. But still, the two girly drinks they were relatively close to each other, and then there was a little bit of wine before. Because as soon as you get to like the reception part where they get the appetizers and everything, they were waiting for you with a glass of either champagne or red wine or like diet soda. So they were like they literally stood in front of me and they handed me a red wine. It's like you want wine? I'm like, I guess I
Yeah.
do. Like I guess so. I have no other choice.
When in
So
Argentina, bro.
yeah, seriously. So there was that. So I don't know. It was fun. I thankfully didn't get drunk. It was very far away though, but whatever.
The wedding was like
Yeah.
from where you were staying.
Yeah. I mean, I say
Did you have
that.
to drive?
No, we rented like a driver,
Driver.
like a. It wasn't like an Uber or anything, but more like a private driver.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I say that, but it's like I drive the same distance probably from here when I go to
the
Newport
gym?
Beach. No, not that much.
Oh.
It was like an hour and something, hour and a half maybe.
Oh shit. Okay.
But it's I don't know. It felt like a long distance, but then I knocked out both ways.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck it, bye. I don't know.
Is that if I can't remember. I think like we've talked about this before, but do you guys plan on doing like a big shebang like that?
Do you know what I realized? I'm fucking scared of weddings.
Why?
I don't know. I kind of like visualize myself in my cousin's shoes, like when he was at the altar and everything, and I'm like, I'm scared shitless. I will probably shit my pants. I don't know why. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to be in there honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, is it more like the whole like I guess this would be a good word for it because it kind of is like performance of it all, or is it like the lifelong commitment part of it all?
No, I wouldn't mind going through like the courthouse way, like officializing everything and making it legal. But it's just like, and this could be also because it was a big wedding. So if you give me to answer your question, it will probably be like a smaller one. But doing it like that, like a big wedding, I would just I would I don't see myself doing that. It would scare like the shit out of
It's a
me
lot of
for
people.
some reason. A lot of people, everyone's eyes are on you. Like everyone's like they had.
There's more eyes on you probably when you're on a bodybuilding stage half naked though, bro.
Yeah, for sure, but they are not my close friends and family.
which for me makes it even worse. Dude, like I hope next time I get on stage this changes because like I was
Usually, yeah.
just as I was just as nervous last time as
Oh,
I was
okay.
this time.
So if getting on stage gets easier by the more times you do it, does it mean that I need to get married more often?
Yeah, yeah. By like the fifth one, you'll be good, bro. You'll be good. You'll be straight.
Some people take that way too seriously.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit.
I wonder how much. I wonder, like how expensive it was for them to do it there.
A lot because, well, yeah, no, definitely a lot because it was a very big place. It was like a whole,
Compared to if they did it here, though.
well, if they would do the same thing,
Everything was the same, but they did it here. It's probably
yeah.
fucking double the price.
But then it's also expensive already there because everything was in US dollars.
Oh, why? Don't they live there or no?
Yeah. But the place will charge in dollars.
Damn.
Or they will say like, okay, if you do US dollars, it's this much. If you do pesos, it's this much.
So they
But
make it like the
nowadays
same
it's like,
price.
yeah, nowadays it's very regulated for what I've seen. Like
Really?
they're both, um, like it's normal for you to do either or when it comes to paying such a big thing, and it's it's pretty much like the same exchange whether you go through like pay on your debit or go to like a place and and buy actual US dollars.
So the cost of living, rent, groceries, all that stuff is maybe cheaper, but big stuff like that is going to be not like super far off in price.
No, no, no. It should still be, I mean, pretty far off. I'm guessing. I'm just saying that it's normal for people to either want to pay in US dollars or pesos for whatever
Oh,
the
okay,
cost it
okay.
is over there for like those big
Okay,
things. So,
gotcha.
for example, you've seen the houses that I've sent you, they're all in US dollars.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
That's true.
those big things, they usually will put it in US dollars because there's also people who are coming from like abroad and buying with US dollars. But then for the Argentinian, it's also normal to exchange and then pay in dollars.
It's probably
But
a
they,
smaller number too.
yeah, yeah, no, for sure it's a small number. Like it's
Less
1400
euros.
to 1.
Yeah. God damn.
So one thing that surprised me the most
What's
actually,
1,400 times like 300 racks? That's a fucked up.
well, the dinner that I paid like at the steakhouse was 535,000 or something like that pesos, which ends up being a little bit under $400. But everything is just
Was that for multiple people?
for four
Damn, that's not bad.
and a bottle of wine.
That's really not bad.
No, 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 it was good. I mean, it's still
Bet you that bottle of
expensive,
wine was fucking 60 to 80 bucks too.
probably. It was, I don't know. It was.
Which is crazy because there's like fucking 5 glasses in them bitches.
Do you know? Oh, do you want me to tell you something about crazy? My mom, when she went to the bathroom, you have like the cellar right next to the like
Yeah.
on the hallway. It was like downstairs, right, because of the humidity and everything. And she saw people coming out, and then one of the waiters coming out as well. I'm like, oh, can I get also like a tour that they would get? She's like, yeah, of course, come in. And they gave her the tour of the whole cellar, and of course they have the cheaper wine closer to the door and the more expensive on the back. And she was asking, like, what's the most expensive wines that you have? So they took her, and the most expensive one is a wine from, I think it was from 1928, and it was $15,000.
And someone's gonna come in there and order that bottle of wine
Yeah.
like it's fucking nothing.
That place is marketed for for like people coming on a holiday.
Yeah.
It's
It's weird to hear
still
like myself called that.
yeah, it's still doable for people to go there if they make good money and they want to like
Yeah,
treat
yeah,
themselves every once in a while. But
You're
I
not getting
think
the
I heard
top-notch shit,
four
though.
different languages when I was there.
Yeah.
So it's meant for
That's dope.
that. It's marketed for that. That's why it's also like it's not. It's gonna be a very good meal, and of course, very good experience. But you can still have like relatively close quality of food for a little bit of cheaper price.
Somewhere else there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and of course more quantity. But
Yeah.
the one thing that was crazier, it was the Uber because I Ubered to the gym and back the one time that I went to a little bit farther, and it was the same distance to the gym I go here, like 18, 20 minutes, right? when my tire popped and I had to Uber back, it was like $29. Each trip to the gym over there, it was 6,800 pesos, which comes at about like $5.
Man, dude.
That was the
Fuck a car at
craziest
that
thing.
point.
I'm like, yeah, no,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not worth it to drive because you're not gonna get any parking lot. It's fucking disgusting how many cars there are in the city. But it's like $5 for a Uber. I'm like, that doesn't exist.
No.
It's insane. And I asked my mom,
Sure
it's
as
like,
fuck not here.
is that good
Not even if you're going
money?
a mile down the road.
Seriously, it's like I asked my mom, it's like, is that even good money for the driver? And she's like, yep, that's actually like worth it. I'm like, I still gave them tip for like at least another $2, which for them apparently it's still a lot.
Yeah.
But it's just like, damn, $4 for a 20-minute drive. That I'm like,
It's nuts.
do you even cover the full tank or something
I
else?
mean, they have to. They're
I
those
hope
people
so.
wouldn't still be doing it.
Yeah.
And it's probably like a lot of people. Well, maybe not. If that's good money for them there, or like at least like decent, like yeah, you can live fine.
There
Doing
are a lot
that
of
for that.
people that do
It's
Uber.
like maybe you just do that. Yeah.
Do you know another crazy thing from Uber? They do bike rides.
No way.
Yeah, you can
I'm
get
pretty
like
sure that's how they do it in places in like Asia with those scooters and stuff too.
yeah. I don't know if you go to LA or like New York or stuff like that, very
I've
crowded
never been
places,
there.
they would have it. Me neither. Yes to LA, but I didn't check Uber. But at least over there is like there's so many cars and there's so much traffic
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's reasonable to see Uber bikes. So I mean, hell yeah. The thing is,
Then
and
you're
this
not paying
happened
gas.
apparently, that if the passenger has too many drinks and they stop you, even if you have nothing, they will still take your bike and your license plate and your license if they drunk. There's like a little,
Why?
I don't know if there's like an actual um like a sue, like a
Yeah.
lawsuit going
Lawsuit.
on. But there was a case where the guy was just in his bike doing Uber driving, and this girl was getting out of the nightclub or a bar or something. She told him she didn't drink, but then they pulled her over and they tested both of them, and she did drink, so they took her bike. They took his bike. So he's like, I have no way to prove it. She told me no. I have no way to prove that she didn't have any drinks at all or that she's fine. But he's like,
Just
that's how it is.
crazy, bro.
Yeah, that is ridiculous, but that is my mom and my dad was saying like those are all things that Argentina does to get money out of you. Same like
Oh, that happened over there.
yeah, over there.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Same as that like for example in
Yeah, yes, yeah. That's a very common thing. That's what I've been seeing when I've been looking up places to move. Like every place, like the Philippines, Thailand, all those places is the same thing. Is they'll pull over. They'll do things like helmet and license, right? Like
yeah.
you don't. They'll give you the bike and let you drive without the license, but if you don't have one and they pull you over, they give you a fine. For you, it's like $12. For them, it's a fuck ton of money.
Yeah.
So they're collecting all this money from the
Yeah.
tourists and stuff. Yeah.
And then the other thing was that like for example, I live in what is called Capital Federal, which is like let's call it a county. And the most important freeway it's what separates capital from province, like another county, right? In province, the tolerance is zero, like 0.0000, like nothing at all. You had one beer 3 hours ago, and if that shows
You're
up,
fucked.
you're fucked. My uncle's brother, he had two beers over the course of like 5 hour dinner, and he had his license taken away for 6 months. That's crazy.
It depends.
I think like
I would love to see
the state.
the how many vehicular manslaughters cause of death was driver was drunk or driver being drunk, like what the percentage
Well,
there versus like if they like you're like that's crazy, but like that's the length that they would need to go to here to even to like scratch the surface of that problem.
I think it's like it's good, but it's also like not good because seriously, for someone like you what is one beer gonna do to you?
But you have to think about this, and this is the problem I have with everything. I even think about this when I think about what they're doing. Like, there's things about the medical system or about what they do or medicines they prescribe or whatever that we don't like, right?
Yeah.
But we have to understand the overarching umbrella of these are decisions made off of what is best as a population. Like, they'll think of a population as like one person. So, like, what's best for the accumulative. Yeah, for me, that's not going to do anything to me. But if there's a law like that in place, it might be stupid to me because it's like, dude, I could have one beer and be fine. But it is necessary because these people who have 4 fucking DUIs and are killing people have such a big problem. So, like, I see what you're saying, but I also, alcohol is like one of those areas where, like, I literally could care less if it got deleted off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
So it's like, now you switch the roles and you're like, one puff of a joint 2 days ago and you're fucked. Like, yeah, that's fucking stupid. Don't do that. Come on. Like, I'll be a hypocrite then. But like, but seriously, like it's nuts. But I also could see how that could be a better thing here.
Like I think
Sure.
at least like a 1 drink tolerance and also a test is good limit enough.
Yeah.
Like seriously, for most people, unless they have like liver issues or unless they are like a very tiny person or unless they have like a double whiskey, let's say, 1 glass of wine, especially for how common it is in Argentina to drink at least a glass of like a beer, like a glass
Yeah.
of wine it is. Having like a zero tolerance, I think it's too harsh, especially with the the fine or the penalty that they put to it. Like my uncle couldn't even work for like 6 months because he uses the car for work.
Yeah.
So now his family suffers because he had 2 glasses of wine. So I feel like yes, it will be good if they put more ways to test the actual capacity for the person to drive, like if they're actually like affected or not by that 1 or 2 drinks, instead of just rolling it out to like no tolerance at all. Especially if they were like that, why don't they just make it like that everywhere instead of just in the province and not where
Yeah.
where I'm living? So that's the thing is like, why is this discrepancy? Of course, there are different people working for the laws of each place, like County of Riverside and County of I don't know San Diego, whatever, for example. But I still like either you make it all uniform so it's fair for everyone, or you start thinking of more reasonable ways to test the state of the person, that rather than just a breath test.
Yeah. I don't know. I will probably never be in that position, so
Oh,
it
me
doesn't
neither.
really bother me, I guess.
Me neither. I even
I
told
don't
my
think
mom
I've.
like I don't have problem not drinking them. She's like, no, it's
No.
okay. Mostly because
Uh,
they didn't want to take the car because of how much of a pain in the ass is to park. But they also didn't want to be like, no, it's like we're fine. You can even if you don't drink. I don't want to like put a burden or a weight on you and like make you not drink because maybe we're having dinner and you change your
you're
mind.
like, fuck it, I want to. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we Uber, take the bus or the subway or the train everywhere. Like we rarely use the car.
I don't know. For me, if I can take 5 grams of shrooms and still operate a motor bicycle or a motor vehicle, I don't think you should be able to tell me shit.
If I take that, I'm probably gonna drive through a wall thinking I'm on Harry Potter, trying to get to to a 934th station.
Dude, I don't know. It's like a 10, 12 minute bike ride to the park by where we used to live from our house now.
Yeah.
And like when I did that a few weekends ago, like I couldn't walk straight, so I don't know how I rode a bike. I still like don't know how I did that. That's gonna be like one of my biggest accomplishments to date for sure.
Kaylee wasn't with you, huh?
Yeah, she was.
Oh, and what did she say?
When you're in that, like, the person that if you choose for someone to be around you, they have to know that, like, they're literally only there to, like, you need to get to, like, the edge of death before they intervene.
Well, no. I mean, like, what did she say? Like, if you ask later on, like, 2 days after, hey, how the fuck did I
Oh,
ride the bike?
it was perfectly normal. I didn't. There was no like it was super weird. Like I don't like now thinking back, I remember like being like, oh shit, I can't really like my equilibrium's off. I can't really walk, and then I just was like, I feel like going to the park and got on my bike and just took off. It's
randomly
weird.
thing.
I mean, your muscle memory is
Yeah.
it's a very powerful thing.
Yeah,
You have
but there's
programmed your
also
body
like
to do so many
balance.
simple things. Yeah, but I don't know. That's the weird thing about them. Is like it really does give you an ability to just like step out of your body and your mind a little bit. Like
Fair.
I don't know.
Fair.
I don't recommend it,
Obviously.
but but I'm an experienced veteran, so.
Oh, last update. My mom didn't receive me with coffee and cigarettes, by the way.
Damn, man, what the fuck?
But I didn't smoke on the first
Is
night.
she really your mom then?
I know, right? The disrespect.
I know.
But after that big dinner, which was on the night after, like the second day, I did buy a pack, like walking to the station, and I smoked, and it was absolutely disgusting, but it was enjoyable. So. I still did not like the flavor, but the habit of like either smoking after dinner or smoking with like a friend, just chatting in the balcony. One of my closest friends came in, and we were just going into the balcony every now and then, having a cig and just chatting about everything and anything. It's that
See,
is
now
what I
imagine being able to do that every single day and not having to feel some type of way about it. That's weed.
What do you mean? I get fucking. I become a veggie. I literally become a plant
Not if you
when
become
smoking plants.
not if you become a veteran. Everybody starts out like that.
I'm not even gonna try. I have to
I
go
don't-
through an adaptation phase that I'm not willing to go through.
I think about that sometimes. I'm like, damn, if I could go back and like tell my younger self like to not do it.
Would you?
I don't know. That's a question that I have like not been able to come up with a good answer for because I have not taken a step backwards in years, but and in those years, like in the last 5-6 years, I've had multiple times where like I had a time where I had to get my like wisdom teeth out, so it was like 4 weeks there that I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Or there was one time where I just did like a month and a half just because I was like I need to make sure I can go a while without it. Like, but my life never like gets any better in those. Even in a time where I was like a couple months, like never got any better. So it was like it's also, and I'm also not like out of control.
I was gonna say that. I feel like if it's not damaging in any aspect or any way, and if it's something that you have total control of, then is that even bad?
That's the age old question, right? Because how much like there's no definitive answer on. Okay, well you took a month off here, a couple months off there, a couple weeks off here. How much time do you need to really deep like detox from? I don't know, almost a decade of doing it, So that's like one thing, and also, but like I do have this morning I woke up and like I did my check-ins or whatever, and then yeah, sure I wanted to go smoke something real quick and then go start working, but I was like I've got 2 plans to make and I've got this to do and this to do. I'm better off not doing that. So I went to the coffee shop and worked for a few hours and didn't do that, right? So it's like now I've done my work for the day, doing this. I'll probably do some more after this, but like, I could smoke after this if I wanted to. Like, it's never, and even if I was to have done that, I still would have been able to. The one thing I won't do is like smoke and then try to do check-ins or like
When you have very
for this
thorough and
consultation
important
call
things,
or
yeah.
I'm not doing that. I also like I'm very aware that even though I'm able to function, it's still not going to be my 100% best. So it's like. I don't even really like to smoke before I lift, but I have done that a handful of times recently. But typically I work out in the morning, so I won't.
I'm like with people who are weak in the gym.
Because Jackson posted something a while ago, like a video about like, you're a fucking chud if you smoke before the gym. So that's why I posted that story the other day. I was like, pre back day because Jackson doesn't tell me what the fuck to do. But no, I mean you got to know yourself with that. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe one day, but today's not that day.
But today is not that day.
Today's not that day.
All right, brother.
We are.
I don't
Actually, I'm gonna go check the mail after this, and we might finally be time to start the push cycle. So.
Oh, nice.
Coming for you, bro.
Yeah, I need to. I just got my test, more tests because I ran out. But, bro, the last couple of days, I felt it. Like my levels. Either my levels were just low from not painting for like 9 days.
Yeah.
Or my estrogen was a little bit too high.
Why do you think that? Well, I guess because you were already having those issues, but.
Yeah, there were like clear issues of like either or could be because also like think that I didn't take any AI with me, so that spike of the test, which is a long ester, you will still have it for like a little bit, and I did like a weekly dose, like 700 mg of testosterone.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah,
that makes more sense.
So I had a very big.
You didn't just
spike.
stop doing it. You had a huge spike.
Yeah,
okay,
I have a
that's definitely yeah.
So when I came back, I took some AI, I pinned my test, and I felt like a fucking god.
Dude, what'd you feel like that first day after pinning like 700 at once, though? That had to have been stupid. Did you work out the day you did that?
No. Wait. No, I didn't. So I got back on a Friday. I don't train on travel days. And especially after a 16-hour travel day. And I did that on Friday, but then Saturday, I actually didn't pin because I did like a third of a weekly dose pin, just to like bring my levels back up real quick, instead of doing with the regular small amount. So I did Friday. I didn't do Saturday or Sunday, and then I started back on Monday with like the regular small doses.
Well, I meant like because you said you took 700 before you left, right?
750, 300 mix of AQ, and 100 mix of MPP.
So like the day after that, or that day, if you did that in the morning.
Oh, I didn't feel anything like drastic or anything.
Really?
Yeah.
I swear to God, dude, and it might be full on placebo, but like, if I pin something, especially like the other day, I'd been, because I'd been on like 200 a week for whatever, and then we bumped it to like I think it's like 450 or something now. But like if I do a bigger dose, or even just pin and then go train. Even just test, I swear to God, those workouts do just hit a little bit different.
I don't know.
And it might just be complete like.
It could be. I don't know. I didn't notice. I was expecting to notice something.
Yeah.
Like snap at an air flight attendant or fight with the air marshal or something. But no, I was chilling. Like just life went on. I think it's also because like my head was more on like the travel, the vacations, seeing my family, and all this stuff that I didn't pay much attention, or I didn't even have time to snap at anyone. But
yeah,
I did feel it. I definitely did feel a lot better when I came back and did my first shot after a couple days off. That one, 100%, I felt it. So I don't know.
I remember my very first dose ever. I did like triple the amount I was supposed to. So like my first dose was like. My first dose ever, I think, was probably like fucking 500-600. like I did not know how to fucking adjust that shit. But
probably about the same. All right, brother.
All right, Joe. Welcome back to it.
Yeah.
Consistent posting.
I'll try to post this one sometime this week, so people will see the comeback.
Yes, sir.
And then we'll go from there. Like, we are pretty much up to date unless I wait until next week to post this one, but we'll see.
Sounds good.
All right, brother.
All right, y'all. We out.
Catch you later.
Peace.